Hey, 8th grade. So this is your daily instructional video. Please watch this first before doing any assignments. So today we are going to examine and explain models of air current movements and describe the effects of hurricanes. So you're going to be able to give at least one condition needed for a hurricane to form. So that is actually your assignment today, is to answer the question. What conditions or what factors are needed for hurricanes to form. And so you're going to answer that question as your assignment today. So let's look at hurricanes. Okay, so our essential question is, what part do oceans play in the formation of weather systems such as hurricanes? And how are hurricanes formed, measured, and tracked? So what you're going to do, you do have to do notes today. So you're going to put whatever is in red lettering into your notebook at home. Make sure that you have a paper and pencil ready for you to take notes. So the first thing is oceans. Okay, hurricanes, of course, are made of water, so you need water, and they're only made in oceans. They are not made in lakes or rivers. Okay, so oceans play an important role in shaping our climate and weather. Oceans store a lot of heat, so this heat provides the energy for storm systems, including hurricanes. So you're going to write that in red. This interaction of warm air and warm seawater spawns storms. Let me make this bigger for you. Okay, so you need first thing you need for hurricanes is warm water. So hurricanes start out as a tropical depression. This forms when an area of low pressure is accompanied by thunderstorms that produce circular winds. So in the ocean, you got to have warm water, and then you also have to have a low pressure system, and that creates thunderstorms. And those thunderstorms start to circle, and the wind starts to circle. This is a less than 38 miles per hour winds. Once it gets strong enough and turns into a tropical storm, a localized, very intense low pressure system, so again, it's a low pressure system forming over tropical oceans, warm water, and that includes strong circular winds. So this just means that the hurricane or now a tropical storm is getting stronger. So the winds are now above 38 and up to 73 miles per hour. Not all tropical storms become hurricanes. So sometimes they die out before they become hurricanes. Okay, so low pressure. So you definitely need low pressure for hurricanes. And now this is red here, so you're going to write that. Tropical depressions, tropical storms, and hurricanes all develop in areas of low pressure. So you got to have low pressure in order for a hurricane to form. Okay, another red. A large tropical storm with high-powered circular winds. So we'll go ahead and write the definition of a hurricane. Write hurricane, and it's a large tropical storm with high-powered circular winds. So sometimes a tropical storm will become a hurricane, and that's when it reaches above 73 miles per hour winds. And also they form in the southern Atlantic Ocean, which would be here, the Caribbean, the Gulf of Mexico, and the Eastern Pacific Ocean, which is on the other side by Mexico, on the other side of Mexico. Okay, and if you notice, all of those areas are near the equator, which makes that water right there warm, which you need for a hurricane. So these are the things that you need. So I need you to write all these things that you need for a hurricane. If you don't, if I change it before you're done, just pause the video and write those down. So these are the conditions you need to create a hurricane. First off, you need to be in the ocean. Like I said, lakes and rivers do not form hurricanes. The ocean does. The latitude where you need to be is near the equator because that's where all the warm water is. And you need warm water for hurricanes to form. Low pressure system. Hurricanes do not form in high pressure systems, only low. Remember, high pressure systems give you good weather, so low pressure systems is going to create a storm, and those storms is going to be what turns into a hurricane. Your temperature needs to be warm, at least 80 degrees Fahrenheit in that water, and wind shear at high levels is low, so meaning at high altitudes there's not a lot of wind going to cut that hurricane in half. Hurricanes, cyclones, and typhoons form in warm ocean waters beginning as tropical depressions and storms. So again, Always going to form in this middle section here where the equator is, and that's where the warm water. Always going to need a low pressure system. They start out as a tropical depression, which is just a thunderstorm with high winds. Then if they get high enough, the winds get high enough, it turns into a tropical storm. If that gets even stronger and goes above 73 miles per hour, it can turn into a hurricane. And these red arrows are the paths that most hurricanes take. Cyclones, hurricanes, and typhoons are all the same thing. So if you hear any of those words, they're all the same thing. They just have different names because they're in different locations. Okay, so the thing you need for hurricanes for formation is energy from the warm water, and it warms the air above it. Once that warm water heats the warm air, the air rises, because remember, warm air rises. Incoming wind also forces the air upward. So air is now going up. The warm air hits the cold, unstable air up above it. So that warm air from the ocean is going up. Then it hits the cold, unstable air, and it starts to go back down. Then winds flowing inward below the clouds, creating a cycle around the low pressure eye. So you're going to see that the air is heating up. It starts to cool down and goes back down, and then it goes up again and starts to cool down. And it does that on either side of the low pressure system, creating a circular pattern. The eye of the storm is the area, the calm weather at the center of the hurricane. So this right here would be the eye. That's where it's the calmest, but right around the eye is where it's going to be strongest. And this is how they measure hurricanes, and they're called categories. Category 1 is 74 miles per hour to 95, moderate 96 to 110, extensive 111 to 130 miles per hour, 130 to 155 is extreme, and over 156 miles per hour would be an extreme hurricane. So your assignment today, after you've written these notes, I think that's all your notes for today. Hurricane season is between June 1st and November 1st because that's when it's the warmest. Okay, so your assignment today is, actually, let me go over yesterday's bell ringer real quick. So yesterday you had a bell ring, or do now. This due now. If this weather system continues to move in the same general direction, what changes would happen to the residents of Minneapolis? So this is a cold weather system, so a cold front. So what will happen to Minneapolis is the temperature should drop, which is B or C, and precipitation should be expected because remember, cold fronts bring in rain. So your answer here would be B. Okay. So your assignment for today is to answer this question. Of course, watch this video first, take the notes, watch the YouTube videos on how hurricanes form, which are these two right here, and then answer the question in your own words. Please do not copy and paste from Google. So you're going to answer the question, what factors are needed in order for a hurricane to form? So again, you should be watching this video, taking your notes. Once you're done with that, take a picture of your notes and attach them to this. Actually, I don't know if you can attach anything. Attach them to tomorrow's assignment. Watch the YouTube video right here on how hurricanes form, and then answer the question, what factors are needed in order for a hurricane to form. Okay. All right. Hopefully, if you have any questions, let me know. And then tomorrow we'll be exploring hurricanes.